This conference will now be recorded.
Now all the integrations of Ariba are going by CNG. So I've got great exposure in all the tools and applications of SAP Ariba altogether. So that's all from my side. So we can start with a quick introduction from each one of you, and so that we can know each other well, and accordingly we can set up our plans, and I can prepare myself how I have to conduct the sessions, right? So what I would like to know from you is basically your name, your experience on Ariba or SAP, or if not, then just let me know if you have any experience on procurement domain, procurement and all those things, and your overall experience, and probably are you working or have you worked upon any Ariba project earlier, or you're working currently. So these are things that I would like to know from your side. So I'll call out the names, and probably we can go with the names that I call. So I see Prasad. Hi Prasad, good evening.
Hi Ashok. Yeah, Prasad this side. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. So myself Prasad Agavne, and I am working into Capgemini, and I'm working from past 4 years. Actually, I'm working from 4 years. I'm into SAP MM, and 1 year I'm working in Ariba into it is a support project. So mostly downstream, I have handled the tickets, the downstream part, and from 3 years I have worked on MM support and small development in MM, and I'm MM certified.
Okay.
So Ariba, yeah.
Okay.
And the client is Bayer. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Prasad. So you have got 4 years of experience in SAP MM and 1 year experience in Ariba downstream, right?
Yes.
That's what I got. And your MM certificate. Okay, great to know that. Thanks, Prasad. Hi, Kiran. Good evening.
Yeah, hi, Kiran here.
Yeah,
hello.
Good evening.
Yeah. So I started my career in a manufacturing company where I was working in supply chain management. So I worked in procurement for a period of 3.5 years, core procurement and domain experience, and in a company called Emerson Laboratories, where I worked in SAP as an end user, as well as the functional part of it. So after that, I switched to IT, and I've been in IT past 5 years, working in SAP as a consultant and support and rollout projects. I worked on SAP MM and for a period of 2 to 2.5 years, and then later on I've been working on this SAP SNC, that is supply network collaboration, which comes under supply chain management, for a period of around 3 years as of now. And yeah, I wish to move into Ariba because SAP SNC is like SAP plans to stop support of this module, which is a very niche module, by 2025, and the next upgraded version will be in SAP Ariba.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So any experience on Ariba, Kiran?
No, Ashok, nothing. No experience on Ariba.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks for letting me know. Yeah. Hi, Bharat. So I think I know you, but yeah, you can give a quick introduction about yourself.
Hi, Azin. My name is Bharat. I work for Mass Global, and I'm in supply chain management. I have overall 4 years experience in supply chain management, and even I have no touch in Ariba.
Yeah. Thanks, Bharat. So yeah, let us begin with this demo sessions of Ariba. So we will understand what Ariba is and what Ariba is all about, what are the various products of Ariba, and how Ariba works, and how this is different from SAP ERP, and how nowadays SAP and SAP Ariba, they both work hand in hand in order to carry out various procurement procedures, right? So we will talk about all those things, and I'll walk you through about all the products of Ariba. I'll give you the information about all the products of Ariba and how they are managed and they work together. And in between, if you have any questions, you can stop me and put up your questions so that we can handle it immediately. And let's make this session more interactive. So let's begin. Let me share my screen quickly. So talking about Ariba, so Ariba, it was a company that was started in around 1996, somewhere around 1996. I don't exactly remember the month and all, but yeah, it was in 1996. As a standalone company, it was an independent company in itself, which came up with the products for a procurement. Right? So at that time, internet was not that much popular. Even computers and laptops were not that much popular, but still they were being used by large organizations and various big companies, right? So Ariba came up with the products for the procurement that used to help people in, doing the procurement procedures easy, right? So later on, it has some products, and initially they were on-prem applications. On-prem applications means they were supposed to be installed on the customer's infrastructure in the customer server, and customers have to manage and maintain their servers and also do all the upgrade and whatever refresh cycles and procedures were there. They had to take care of all those things, right? So later on, when the time changed, the technology evolved, and the internet era came, that time Ariba migrated, or we can say like Ariba started migrating all their products from on-prem to on-cloud. So near around in 2010-12, Ariba had already came up with the on-cloud applications, and most of their, at that time they had the applications basically both on-prem as well as on cloud, and they were migrating all their customers and partners from on-prem applications to on-cloud slowly and slowly. By the end of 2022, sorry, not 2022, near around 2014, till that time, SAP had acquired it. SAP acquired Ariba in 2012, and that time it was known as Ariba and SAP company. In the year, in the same time, around between 2012 to 2014, Ariba has already, came up with the cloud applications, and they had captured a good market in the world for the cloud procurement applications. So after merging with SAP, Ariba worked more deeply or more closely with SAP ERPs, and SAP ERP worked more closely with Ariba, and slowly their technology also got merged. And by the end of 2020, in the year 2020, 2014 around, all the on-prem applications of Ariba were shut down. So in 2014, Ariba shut down all the on-prem applications. So they were completely shut down. I mean, there was no support, no enhancement, nothing. So they were already migrating it, but yeah, they were supporting both the applications. But from 2014, everything was on cloud, and they completely shut down all their, I think it was not 14, it was 15. In the 15, they completely shut down their on-prem applications. They did not give any support for on-prem applications, and all their customers were actually migrated from on-prem applications to on-cloud. And in the 2016, it was the biggest on-cloud applications in the world for procurement. And even it is the same today. So even today, if we say Ariba, it is a single entity, a single company, or we can say an entity of SAP, covering almost 60 to 70% of market for procurement in the entire world, and the entire thing is on cloud. So when we say on cloud, it simply means like everything is hosted and managed by Ariba. Customers are not required to have their own infrastructure. They are not required to have their own servers, and all the services are actually given to them by Ariba. So they just need a browser, they just need internet connection, and they just have their login credentials. They just log in and they do their business. Right? That is the beauty of being on cloud application. So lots of additional expenditures were removed from the customer side, and they all were taken care by Ariba. So it was a great deal, and many customers liked it, and that is why Ariba became the single largest company in the world having the procurement applications on cloud. Right. So that is a very quick history of Ariba, and the changes that Ariba has come up in the 2 decades of time, and also the changes that Ariba has got after merging with SAP. So near around 2016, the Ariba was completely merged. It took around 3 to 4 years for completely merge it from Ariba to SAP. I mean, by the time all their entities, all their finance, HR, IT, technology, everything got merged with SAP. So nowadays it's no Ariba, it's only SAP Ariba. Now it is called SAP Ariba. This Ariba does not exist its own. Now it is always stand with SAP Ariba. So even the logo and the trademark, everything for Ariba has now been changed to SAP Ariba. And that's why nowadays whenever you see, you will not see Ariba logo. You will just see a SAP logo, and after that you will see SAP Ariba written, right? So that was a quick history, and that Ariba has been evolving in past 2 decades. But history is history. Let's go with what we have now. So as I said, Ariba is a company, or Ariba provides the applications for procurement, right? So what is a procurement? First, let us understand what is a procurement. So as I gone through your introductions, I understand like all of you know what is a procurement, so I need not put more time, or need not invest much time in making you understand what is a procurement. You all people know what is a procurement, right? It is simply something some organizations want to procure something from different organizations. So it's always a deal between 2 companies or more than 2 companies for running their businesses and doing some raw materials procurement, and even some finished goods procurement in order to run their own business, right? So that is a procurement, and Ariba helps these people or these organizations, one organization to sell, other organization to buy. So it provides a platform where 2 organizations can actually collaborate, and they can do their procurement processes very easily, and they can keep a track of each and every document. They can keep a track of each and every transaction that is happening between them, right? So let us talk about basically the Ariba products, and that time we will also discuss the procurement cycles. So Ariba basically has 3 major products. One is Ariba sourcing, other is Ariba P2P, and the last one is Ariba Network. So these are the 3 major products that Ariba has, and apart from that, in between we have some other sub-components as well. For example, in sourcing we have contracts, or we can simply say Ariba contracts, and SLP, right? So it comes under sourcing. Similarly, in P2P, we have certain components like Ariba Invoice Pro and Ariba Guided Buying, right? So it comes under Ariba P2P. So the overall product is Ariba P2P, Ariba Procurement, and in between they have some modules or some other products developed. In Ariba Network, we have basically two different networks. One is Ariba Network Buyer, or we can simply say Buyer Network. Other is Supplier Network. And there's one more thing that comes here that can be accessed to Ariba Network, but we can put it in separately. That is called Ariba Discovery. So these are, we can say, 4 major products of Ariba: Ariba Sourcing, Ariba B2B, Ariba Network, and Ariba Discovery. Right? So let us talk about each product, and let us understand how these products actually help in completing the entire cycle of the procurement. So how and where, let me ask you, how do we start a procurement process? I want to procure something, right? I am an organization. Let's say I am a company. Well, let's take example of any company. So let's say take about laptop. Since I'm using laptop, so or you can give me your own example. I don't mind. So let us talk about laptop. So in laptop, let's say I am using Lenovo laptop. So I am a Lenovo as an organization, and I want to procure the materials so that I can, you know, manufacture the laptop and I can sell them in the market, right? So I need certain raw materials. I need certain, other things in order to get the final laptop created. But who should I buy these raw materials from? Who can give me the best price? Who can deliver the raw materials in time? And how I can manage those things, right? So all those things have to be taken care. One thing is I do take care of all those things manually. That is, for example, Lenovo doesn't manufacture the screens or monitors, right? They manufacture the laptop. Actually, they do not manufacture the laptop. They just get all the materials, all the devices and everything, and they just assemble it and they send it with their logo or with their trademark, right? Like they take a RAM from some company, they take keyboard from other company, they take plastic from some different company, they take monitor from other companies, they take motherboard from other companies, right? So there are so many other companies involved, and they take all the raw materials, we can say, or the finished good, and they just assemble it, put their logo there, and they sell it as a Lenovo. But in actually, Lenovo doesn't manufacture the actual laptop. They do not manufacture monitors. They do not manufacture RAMs or motherboards or keyboards, right? They do not do it. They just get it. Now, in order to get it, they should have some suppliers who can actually supply those materials to them, right? Now, let's talk about the monitor. Now, there are many monitor manufacturing companies in the world. Like we have Samsung, we have LG, and we have so many other companies who actually manufacture the monitors, right? So there are many more. I'm just taking one to name, but there are many more companies who actually manufacture monitors and they sell it out. Now, Lenovo wants to know who is the best supplier for them, or who can give them the best quality, the best amount, and best in time, because time is very much important in any business, right? So all these parameters they have to consider before going for the real procurement of the monitor, because this is not something they're procuring on one time. So this is something that they need on regular basis for a long run, right? So they should not go with just simply with anyone, but they have to do all the analysis. Then only they have to take their decision, and then only they have to go with business with that particular supplier or vendor or company in order to procure the monitors. Similarly, for RAMs, for motherboards, there are hundreds of companies who provide these things. So how Lenovo can determine who is the best? So first of all, Lenovo wants to know how many suppliers actually supply the monitors for them. How can do this? Lenovo is not a small company who works in a country or even a city. It is a global company who works in various countries and within a country in various cities, right? So in which city, in which country, which state, which city they can buy the monitors from, so that it is easy for them to transport, easy for them to put order, to get the items on time, and also to make the payment. And moreover, they also have to make sure that all the legal activities are taken care if they are doing global businesses, right? So that is very much important. They don't want to do any illegal things, right? So considering all those things, they have to manage many things if they go for manual approach. First of all, they have to set up a team who will go in the market, who will walk into the people's showroom. They will talk to them in person, or they will call them, or they will get the emails, and then they have to sit and do analysis in their internal meeting. Then they have to find the best supplier. Then they have to contact the supplier, and then they will go and deal with them. They have to negotiate with them. They will have to agree upon some terms and conditions. Then they will sign a contract, and then the real supply of the monitor happens. So lots of effort, lots of people work, lots of analysis, manual work, so many things are there. And this is just for procuring the monitor, but they have so many other things to procure. And moreover, not all the decisions are right. Maybe after 1 month they notice like this supplier is really not good, right? So they have to change the supplier and they have to do the entire process again. So it's very cumbersome process to get a supplier in the market and to do business with them, right? So Ariba helps them in doing all those things. So in order to get it done, they can make the use of Ariba discovery applications. So they can find, and as the name suggests, discovery, it is used, or Ariba discovery is used to discover new suppliers, or we can simply say it is used to discover new businesses in the market. Now it is for both suppliers as well as for buyers. Buyers can find suppliers and supplier can find buyers. So Ariba discovery is used for finding new businesses in the market for both buyers and suppliers. So buyers can find new suppliers and suppliers can find new buyers in the market using Ariba discovery. And how does it work? So as a buyer does a posting on Ariba discovery. So what is a posting? Posting is simply just like a post that we do either on Facebook or we do on Instagram or LinkedIn or wherever, any social site. What we do, we just do a post that I am looking for this thing, right? But that is a social site, that is not a business site, so we cannot rely on that, right? So buyer does a posting on Ariba discovery, and this posting contains what? It contains the material, or we can simply say the required material. Using commodity code. Then it has the quantity, how much quantity they need, what is the expected price they want. Now again, price is just an expected, but it can never match, right? Every buyer wants to get the item in a very minimum price. So price is there, but yeah, this is not required. But yeah, quantity, commodity code, and that is material, and the required date, they all are the required field, and they just and then something called description, and they can just describe their requirement. The ship to location, where they want the item to be shipped to. So all those details they create and they publish it, or you can simply say they can post it on Ariba discovery. Now what Ariba discovery does, Ariba discovery will then circulate this posting to all the matching suppliers. Now how the suppliers are matched? Their suppliers are matched based upon the commodity codes and the ship to locations. So based upon these two parameters, Ariba discovery finds the matching suppliers, and they send a notification, email notification to them that hey, we have got a new discovery posting for you from this supplier, from this customer, and these are the requirements. So all those suppliers who are coming under that category, especially the commodity code and the ship to locations, where the supplier actually can do the shippings, right? Or they all will get the notifications. What happens next? Next is those suppliers, or we can simply say the matching suppliers, actually starts bidding. So they will start bidding on the posting. Each supplier will bid, okay, I can give you these many quantities, my price is this, and I can deliver you in these many days. So likewise, many suppliers do their biddings. Now, what happens next? So customer or buyer will start getting biddings. And once a posting is closed, they can select the best supplier. So once all, or we can simply posting is closed. I mean, when we say posting is closed, simply means when the time for the posting is over. Buyer can actually, he can do the judgment either manually or using systems, artificial intelligence, that they will get to know who is the best bidder, can actually get the best bidder. So there are many rules that runs in behind the scene. Ariba can suggest you best bidder out of all those postings, who is the best bidder, or you can do your own analysis as well. So Ariba uses some algorithms on the basis of which system tells like this is the best bidder. But again, this it doesn't force it. So Ariba doesn't say you go with their suggestions. It is just a suggestion. You can ignore it or you can go with it. But you can take your call your own. If you're not satisfied with the Ariba's output, then you can analyze yourself and you can find who suits you the best. So buyer find the best bidder and they start doing business with them. They start doing business with them. How this happens? By awarding the best bidder. So they award the best bidder and they actually get into business. Now customer knows what they need, supplier knows what they want to, what they can ship. They have agreed upon certain conditions and finally they can start doing the business. So Ariba Discovery actually helps in finding the new business or new opportunities in the market for both buyers and suppliers. Here we can see supplier also have got new businesses and buyer also got some new businesses, right? So both the parties actually got the new businesses and they can start doing their business. They can connect on each other on Ariba network. So then comes a picture of Ariba network where they can connect, they can start doing the business. So once this relationship is established on Ariba network, they can keep on doing with their businesses, right? So this is how Ariba Discovery is used to find the opportunities for both the buyers and suppliers. Any questions so far? Okay.
Ashok, I have one question. You said Ariba Discovery will start. You mean notification will be sent to all the supplier who match that requirement, is it, from Ariba itself?
Right. So Ariba will start sending email notifications to all the matching suppliers. So this is done automatically based upon the matching supplier profile. Ariba sends the emails to all the matching suppliers. Hello?
Yeah, got it, Ashok, got it.
Okay, yeah, sure. All right, so this is what the Ariba Discovery does. So next thing that we can talk about is Ariba sourcing. Now, what is Ariba sourcing? Now, Ariba Discovery, we have found certain vendors, or we can say like we have found certain suppliers who can actually send me the materials, or finding new suppliers who can actually deliver the items which I need. Right now, can a company rely only on one supplier? Can they survive or can they run their business only on one supplier? No, they cannot. Anyone cannot completely depend upon one company to provide them the monitors. Maybe their quality is not too good. Maybe the supplier's business is closed. Maybe some other unwanted activities happened. So, right? So any company cannot rely only on one supplier. They will have to have multiple suppliers for one item type, for one commodity code. They cannot completely rely on one supplier. So they have several suppliers. They have many suppliers for one material type or one item that those suppliers can ship or they can deliver, right? So Ariba sourcing, now suppose I have supplier 1, supplier 2, supplier 3. I have 3 suppliers who can actually deliver me deliver me monitors. So there are 3 suppliers who actually can deliver me monitors. Now I'm just changing my technology. I'm in Lenovo, so I'm just changing my technology, and I need some special type of monitors, maybe some new technology, LED monitors or whatever, right? Some new technological monitors I need, and I don't know whether out of these 3 suppliers somebody has those monitors already, or I have to search for a new supplier. Maybe one of these 3 suppliers have the capability of delivering me those new types of monitor, or maybe if none of them is capable, then probably I have to do one more posting on Ariba Discovery to find a new supplier, right? So what will I do? First, I will check with my existing suppliers. Hey, I need these things. I need a new technical monitors with these new specifications. Can any one of you deliver me, right? So they will create a request for quotation, or we can simply say because this is not a posting, this is just for request for quotation. I need this. Can you deliver or can you not deliver? So it starts from RFI. This is actually request for information. They will ask, hey, I need a new technical monitors, or I need these new monitors from your side. So they will just send a RFI document to those suppliers, just requesting, can you do it or can you not do it? Let us say all the 3 suppliers said, yeah, we can deliver it. Yeah, we have it. Yeah, we can do it. Right? They all said. Now what they want to know who can do the best offer to them, who can give the best price to them. Again, the same thing, who can give the best price, who can give the more quantity or the required quantity in lesser time. So what they will do, they will send a RFQ, that is actually request for quotation. So they will send a request for quotation to all those suppliers, to all these suppliers, requesting their best quotation. And they want to know how much price you will charge, and in how many days you can give, and blah blah blah, so many other information they might need. So they will simply send a request for quotation to all these suppliers. Again, supplier does their bidding, and finally the best bid is selected. Out of these 3 suppliers, the best bid is selected, and they can actually go into business with them. Along with that, if they want a very new supplier, they can do the posting on Ariba Discovery. It doesn't stop them. It is just an option for them, always available, right? But discovery posting, whenever any company goes for a new business, the one thing is like trust factor, right? So if you have suppliers who can actually deliver those items to you, and obviously you have been doing business with them for a longer time, so you trust them more than any new vendor. So again, nothing is forcefully done. It is just customers requirement, their choice, what they want to do. they want to create a discovery posting, or they just want to create a request for quotation, and they want to get the item, right? Both the options are available for them. So in this case, a best bid is selected and a purchase order is created. Now here, the thing is, like, since it is RFQ and best bid is selected, there is no need to set up the relationship. There is no need to, agree upon new terms and conditions. There is no need to do a new setup, business setup, nothing. It is just like they are just requesting for a new item from their existing business. So simply a PO is created for them and it is sent to the supplier. It is sent to the awarded supplier. So that is one job of Ariba discovery. In a similar way, based upon the various purchase order types, like a standard purchase order or a service purchase order. Again, in service purchase order, there could be some quantity, amount based service or blanket purchase order. Then again, it could be a contract. Now again, contract can be a value contract or a quantity contract, right? Based upon the customer's requirement, they actually make the selection while doing the or while awarding the best supplier, and based upon their selection, the follow-on document or the final document is actually created. It could be either purchase order or a contract or a value contract or quantity contract whatsoever, right? And that document is created after the best bidder is selected. So this is one activity that Ariba sourcing does, but apart from that, there are many other activities that sourcing is capable of doing. Other activities are like managing the contract. Now, whatever contract they sign with various suppliers, all those contract management happens in Ariba sourcing, or we can simply say managing and creating the contract. So they can manage their old and existing contracts, as well as they can create new contracts with the new suppliers. So others is like managing supplier information. So their supplier information can be managed in Ariba sourcing. That comes under SLP, supplier lifecycle and performance. Right, so they can actually see how the supplier is going, whether they are performing well, how is their track record, are they delivering the quantity, the required quantity always, or they are delivering less quantity, or they are delivering the uh, bad quantities, all those things, or qualities, right? All those things are used to take care of their performance. So supplier management, lifecycle and performance management, which is SAP, that takes care of all those things for the customer, and they can keep a track of their suppliers. So these are the few things which Ariba contract management and Ariba SLP are used for, right? So far we have seen, like, actually this purchase order creator happens in Ariba P2P, but again it goes via Ariba sourcing. So far we have found a new supplier. We have found a supplier who can deliver the new item for me, and I have signed a contract, or I have got a deal with the supplier, and I am okay to do business with them. So that is how the Ariba sourcing helps in getting new contracts and getting the quotations and requests for information from various existing suppliers. The next product of Ariba is actually Ariba Procurement, which is actually very broad in itself, and it carries out all the procurement activities. Now, what are procurement activities? It is start from purchase acquisition, right? So any purchase procurement activity starts from purchase requisition. So you can create a purchase requisitions, and again, it could be a catalog based or non-catalog based. right? So we can upload catalogs, and end user, they can actually create a purchase requisition, whatever item they need, and it is, if the item is available in catalog, they can go for catalog and put the item in the cart. And if it is a non-catalog item or the item is not in the catalog, then they can just simply input their information what they need, and it will go for the further activities. Then we have like a purchase requisition simply in PR approval processes, where the purchase requisition will be sent for the approval, from the approvers, right? It has to be approved. So the PR is sent to the approvals, and they either can approve it, or they can either reject it, or they can just say you need to make some changes, right? So, and finally, if it is approved, then comes the purchase order. We can simply say like PR is converted to purchase order. A PO is created. Now, the PO has been created. Now, this PO has to be sent to the supplier, because at the end supplier has to deliver. So this PO is sent to the supplier. PO is sent to supplier. Now, how it is sent? Via Ariba Network. So it is sent to the supplier via Ariba Network. And in the Ariba Network, both the parties can log in. When I say both the parties, simply mean buyer and supplier both can log in, and they can track what's happening with the purchase order. Supplier can take actions, like suppliers, what actions supplier can take? Supplier can do the order confirmation, advance ship notices, and finally the invoices as well. So these are the actions that a supplier can take. They can confirm the order, how much quantity they can deliver, and when they can deliver. Ship notice they can create. That means when the actual item is being shipped, so that they can create. And finally, everything is done, then they have to send the invoice to the customer, and they want the payment to be done. Sorry, right? Now these activities happens in Ariba network. So from the supplier side. Now, apart from that, in P2P, goods receiving is done. What is goods receiving? Goods receiving means supplier has sent the item, supplier has created a ship notice, and he has sent the item. Now the item will be sent to the customer, and customer will receive it. So they have to tell the supplier, hey, you have sent me 100 quantities, and I am accepting all the 100 quantities. Or maybe I am accepting only 90 quantities, 10 are damaged or something. Or maybe you shipped only 90 quantities and I received only 80 quantities, 10 are missed, I don't know where, right? So customer has to give them the information, hey, I have received these many quantities. So that good receiving is done where? In Ariba P2P. Whereas the good receiving is done, supplier does the invoicing. So whatever quantities the customer has received, the supplier has to invoice for that many quantities. So invoicing is done in Ariba network. And sent to P2P. Now, can a customer directly pay the entire amount what the supplier has created in the invoice? No, they have to verify. They have to make sure like the invoice quantity and invoice amount is valid, and it is as per the agreed upon values. So invoice verification is very much important. Whatever invoice comes to P2P, it has to be verified. It has to be verified against various parameters. Now, there is a complete process, you can say workflows for invoice verification, where a customer can actually define various rules for invoice verification. So any invoice that comes to Ariba P2P has to go for that invoice verification process. And once the invoice is verified, then only a payment, or you can simply say a payment is triggered. I'll not make it more complex. Let me make it very simple. A payment is triggered. Actually, there are some more processes in between, but yeah, that we will see in our regular sessions in future. But right now, just understand, once invoice is verified and everything is well and good, then a payment is triggered and the payment is sent to the supplier. So that payment is sent to the supplier, and based upon the payment detail, like how the supplier has chosen to get paid by a wire transaction or direct bank transaction or cash transaction or check transaction, based upon various their convenient method of getting paid, supplier is paid, right? And that is the entire cycle. So the cycle is started from purchase acquisition, depending upon catalog or non-catalog, doesn't matter, but yeah, started from purchase acquisition until the payment. So that is why it is called P2P, procure, that is purchase acquisition, to pay, right? That is why it is called P2P, procure to pay. Procure to pay. It is covering entire cycle from the purchase acquisition till the payment is done. So Ariba P2P plays a very important role in doing all these or managing all these procurement activities, like requisition till payment. So that is the use of Ariba procurement. Now Ariba procurement, there comes guided buying, which actually is a just an advanced version of the UI, tile based, and it is very good. A UI where customers or user can actually log in and they can take actions or they can create a purchase acquisitions on their behalf. Is very good UI. So we'll talk about guided buying in regular sessions, right? But understand the end output for the guide buying is also creating a requisition and managing the purchase requisition, purchase orders, and RFQs, all those things. Any questions so far regarding any Ariba product or the maybe in the process that we are seeing? If something is missing, you can just let me know and I can tell where that fits actually. So any comment, any questions?
Ashok, Kiran here. Yeah, Ashok, so I mean, see, you have given a brief about this discovery, this procurement, P2P, and sourcing thing. So, when it comes to the actual course, so are these the only topics that would be covered much more in detail, or is it like something else more to it?
So in our regular sessions, we will talk about all the products of Ariba. Okay. So right now it might be seeing you just a single page, but in actual there are a lot, right? So how do we know what are various steps to do in Ariba sourcing to create RFQ, to get approval processes, manage templates, many more things, email notification, system configuration, integrations. Similarly, in P2P, you have so many things like invoice verification, purchase acquisition, catalogs, purchase order, supplier network integrations, making good receiving, invoice verification, payment schedule, ready to pay, and finally the payment. So there are many steps that, I mean, I'm just talking about the major activity, or I'm just trying to explain you the procurement domain activities and which Ariba product handles what activity. But in actual, there are many things to do in between, right? So in our regular sessions.
Sorry, just one more thing. And see, there is even this area called Ariba SAC, that is supply chain collaboration. So will SAC also be covered as part of this course?
No.
Supply chain collaboration I am looking for actually. So
yes.
Because see, I'm not sure if you're aware of the module SMC that I'm working on, supply network collaboration. So this the one which is equivalent in Ariba to SMC is SAC.
Right. So let me tell you on that part, Kiran. So thing is like supply chain collaboration is not a something that Ariba supports. Now it supports, but initially it was not, and it was completely managed by ERP, SAP ERPs initially, right? But starting from 2015-16, as I said, as a history of Ariba, like SAP and Ariba, they are working together. Since that time, supply chain collaboration was integrated, and Ariba network was made capable of handling supply chain collaboration transactions, because supply chain collaborations requires different set of transactions, be a forecast, planning, and subcontracting, right? So many other things. So those are not procurement things. So those things are not available in Ariba P2P and Ariba sourcing. It is only available in ERP, and after the SAP integration or SAP acquisition of Ariba, it is they have made Ariba Network so that supplier actually can collaborate on supply chain collaboration documents. So supplier can collaborate only on Ariba Network. So only that component of Ariba, that is Ariba Network, has been made capable of handling supply chain collaboration transactions. But Ariba P2P, Ariba sourcing, Ariba discovery, they have nothing to do with supply chain collaboration. So that topic we will not cover here.
Okay. So I mean, because see, I've seen many companies who are handling this Ariba projects, and they do have Ariba SCC, but they do mention that it is quite an unstable product within Ariba, and they use some alternative to it. I'm not sure what the alternative is, but if you're aware, I mean, by chance, what the alternative to SCC is, it is something that is being
There
used
is
by.
there is no alternate given by SAP or Ariba altogether. So I cannot
Okay.
say what alternate they're using. Ariba provides some APIs, so customers can create their own external systems using APIs. They can create their own applications using those APIs. And if they are, maybe they might be using some other product. I cannot say about that. Alternate can be many things. But yeah, together Ariba or SAP doesn't provide any alternative. So any SAP
Okay.
customer, they will ask their customer to use only Ariba Network for supply chain collaboration if they are using SAP ERP or SAC's capabilities. They will have to use Ariba Network only. For that, there is no alternative. But yeah, here, as I said, P2P sourcing, they have nothing to do with the supply chain collaboration. So
Okay.
we will not cover those things over here. Let me make it very clear for you.
Okay. And in this entire course material, even will this be touched upon by any chance supplier enablement?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
Everything. I mean, when it comes to Ariba, we will cover each and everything, whether it is Ariba upstream, downstream, network, discovery. Everything we will cover. Supplier onboarding, supplier lifecycle, creating integrations, setting routing methods, setting default transactions rules, parameters, everything will be covered here.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Even we will see the various things how to we make the integrations with Ariba procurement system to external systems, to Ariba network, sorry, in SAP ERP or to any external ERPs. Where and how do we do those integrations? We will not go into details, but we will see those integration points. So everything we will cover here in terms of Ariba.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. That should be fine.
So yeah, so this is what I can say. Like the entire procurement process is managed by Ariba Procurement. And if you talk about features of Ariba, then Ariba is capable, as I said, like it is capable. It's a cloud application, very first feature. Right? Customers are not required to have their own infrastructure. Now, apart from that, Ariba has got many other features, like it is capable of integrating with any ERP in the world. It's not limited only to SAP ERPs, but it can integrate. Ariba is capable of integrating with any ERP in the world. You have a ERP, and you don't have a SAP ERP, doesn't matter. You can still use Ariba, and you can connect with your ERP with Ariba applications. Apart from that, as I said, Ariba provides APIs, so you can create your own external or extensible applications using those APIs, and you can have your own applications. So you will use actually Ariba's database, but your own front end UI using those APIs. So Ariba provides huge number of APIs. Third thing is Ariba also provides the applications, mobile applications, both for Android as well as iPhones, Apples, so iOS. So
Ajay?
Ariba provides the applications for both Android and iOS. So these are few features that I can just remember as of now, but yeah, there are many more things which we can discuss in our regular sessions going forward whenever they will appear in front of us. Any questions?
Hello, Ashok. This is Bharat here. Ashok, I was just was just a question on the training program. Ashok, this is my 4th introduction class. Ashok, if I was already in administrating Ariba administration, you had already covered Ariba administration, load, create, deactivate, and upload. But now it is at square one. If this keeps happening, I don't know when the training. I don't know when I will get to practice stuff.
But I think that's what I mean. In the introduction part, when I saw your name, I was amused. How come you are in this session? Because this is just a demo session. I don't know who told you or not, but this was just a demo session. Our regular sessions, whatever we were having with other people, right? So that was on hold. So if you remember, I told you like evening sessions would be difficult. So that was still on hold, and I'm in process of adjusting those sessions in the morning. This was last session for you, and even I was surprised. Why are you joining this session? So yeah, no, this is not our regular sessions, but this was just a demo sessions. That's why we are grouping behind.
When will that regular sessions be held? Because we had already covered Ariba administration on the site.
Right, we already covered that. I think it's like evening, it became hectic, not only with me, but other participants as well, because weekdays we have, somebody have some meeting, somebody has some appointment. So evening is a very hectic, and that is why we could not collaborate properly. So if you remember, I told you in the last session, like we will be trying to shift it in the morning sometime, right, in future. So probably we may need a couple of more days, and then we will shift your regular session in the morning time. So that time you will be shifted to that in the morning session. So we will not have any evening session going forward.
Okay.
So Subbu will let you know when exactly we will resume, and then we will do in the morning.
Okay, sure.
So, yeah, this is just a demo session. That is why you just saw the introduction part, but yeah, we were the administration part. I remember that, and that's why when I saw your name, I was just surprised. Oh, Bharat, I know you. But anyway, yeah.
Okay. Can we finalize in that, Ashok? Because I'm planning to get this training done, but even I have my personal plans. So if we can get that aligned as fast as possible, it would be really helpful for me also. Because even my time starts at 7 o'clock in the morning. I will be free till 9. It's just that I have to extend after 5 o'clock to finish off the work which is given. But in the morning session, I will be free from 7 to 9. I can make myself free in that time.
Yeah. So, Bharat, actually, the other session that I'm having in the morning right now, that is left only with 2-3 more sessions. So today is 15. Maybe by 18, those will be covered, and probably 19, I will give a day for them for any questionnaire or any open discussion. Then probably this week only we'll start in the morning, for sure.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Oh.
Anyone has any questions regarding the content or the course or the curriculum or any other technical questions that we can discuss? If not, then we can end this demo session.
Hello, hi, Ashok Prasad here. So basically, in this the sourcing part, we will be handling it practically. The sourcing one.
Yes, yes. So we will give you access to Ariba, where you can practice not only sourcing but everything. You will have access to Ariba P2P. You will have access to Ariba sourcing. You will have access to Ariba network. So whatever we will learn, we will practice your own.
So Ashok, the access will be given for a
Except
month or
integrations.
for 2 months?
Sorry?
Will the access be given for a month or 2 months?
So it will be given during the entire session, and after that for 1 more month. So let's say our session starts from Monday, coming Monday. Then from that day we will request for our access, and it takes 2-3 days. And once it is done, then you will have access to our entire sessions. And after our sessions are ended, or the complete course is completed, from that day till the next 1 month, you will have the access.
Okay, I mean, will you be, guiding us on how do we use the system, because this is totally new to certain people. I mean, some people might have already been working on Ariba, but for the people who are totally new, I mean, will there be any, live, kind of small projects that would be taken up just to, get a feel of how Ariba is and how the UI is?
I mean, once you will have the access to in our regular session, we will navigate about each and every option. So,
Okay.
but my idea of teaching is I just go for each and every option, each and every link that appears on UI. So I will cover each and everything. So it's not only configurations, customizations, or navigation, but you will have access to everything. And as we learn, you will practice, right? And whenever you get a problem, you will come to you can come in the class and you can ask it. So that is how we will proceed. So I never go with an assumption like somebody knows Ariba, somebody doesn't know Ariba. I always go with the assumption like nobody knows Ariba. So I always go with the very layman language from zero. I never consider anyone. So even if I get many people who have experience on Ariba, they have been working on Ariba for 5-6 years. But even for them, I will take from zero. Because if I consider, because no, cannot, there is no standard for knowledge, right? So if we are learning something, let us start from beginning. That's what my thought is. Right?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Any more questions?
Nothing from my end, Ashok.
Okay. So if no more questions, then we can end it over here, and Subbu will correct you further. And Bharat, for you, just remember we are going to resume your sessions shortly within this week for sure, in the morning, but not in the
Okay.
evening.
Okay, sure. I'm fine with morning time also. It's just that if you guys tell me beforehand, I will keep myself free in that time. Our office is
Yeah.
actually flexible, Ashok. If I say I will log in at 9, they will allow. It's just that I have to extend my working hours to compensate the late login. That's all. They are flexible like that. So I'm fine. If it is in morning also, I am completely fine.
Okay. Thanks for that.
Yeah. But if it starts at 7, then it would be really good. Even at 8, till 8, then if the training goes on for 1 hour also till 8, then I can start my work from 8 to 9, so that I don't have to extend late nights and everything.
Okay. Yeah, we'll tell you the timings for that very soon.
Sure, sure.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Ashok.
So,
Thanks a lot for your time.
so this
Yeah.
would be this session would be in the evening or the morning, this batch?
This also will be in morning. So probably we'll see how many people turn around, and probably we will merge, because the other session that Bharat is having on, even in that we don't have much thing covered. So if we get people on time, then probably we can merge everyone in single batch in the morning. So there will be no evening sessions. Only demo session we conduct in the evening, but I don't have free time in the evening, so I always go in the morning. So even this session will be done in the
Oh,
morning.
okay.
Ashok, just one more thing. Is there only weekend batch?
No, this is a full week, 5 days in a week.
Okay. Okay. No issue. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
All right, then nothing more. Then we can end up the session, and hopefully we'll meet soon. Till then, you guys have
Sure.
a great time. Talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Take care.
Good night. Bye.